bit about how I learnt to cope with exam stress and um, and exam anxiety. Now, I don't know about you, but I actually never used to have exam anxiety or feel scared anyway of exams. This was mainly due to the fact that I didn't really care what I scored in exams, because I don't really know actually. But the more I learned about exams and the more I progressed through my years of school, I understood why it was important to sometimes be a little bit anxious for your exams. And mainly that is because of one factor. You're scared because you want to do well, and you're scared of the result that you might get because of the effort that you might not put in for those exams. And I want to assure you now that the effort that you put in for your exams will show through your results once you've completed those exams. So I want to share with you a couple tips on how to overcome that anxiety and how that can impact you for your future assessments and exams. So tip number one, make sure you have an organised workplace or location in your house, or this could be at the library or anywhere that you can sit down and really focus. I think this is really key, especially if you want to put in a lot of effort when it comes to studying for your exams, because the more focused you get, the easier it becomes sometimes to understand. Okay, maybe that was a little bit weirdly said, but I certainly believed when I wasn't studying too dramatically hard for my exams, I wasn't organised. I didn't have any past papers to practice. I didn't have really anything. And currently I'm in the middle of my exam season now, and I don't really know if this is the best idea to be making a video, because I could be studying right now obviously, but I'm making this for people out in the world that may be going through the same situation I used to be going through, especially when it comes to exams and how to study for them. My second point is be motivated. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, being motivated means simply having a milestone that you want to reach. For example, you could want to simply pass all your exams, and that could be your milestone. Or you've agreed with your parents that if you get a certain grade in a certain test or exam, they could buy you something. Okay, so you can understand why a milestone really helps to set being motivated for exams. It helps a lot. For example, when I was incredible with getting things organised and getting things together ready for my studying, my mum would sometimes say, "Joel, if you get this for a certain percentage or grade for your exam, I will get you McDonald's or KFC." And you know that many boys like that kind of thing, so I would obviously, think to myself, okay, not a bad suggestion, I might try that out. But then of course that motivation kind of lacked off a bit, and I just wasn't feeling my normal motive self when it came to think about, well, hang on a minute, if I'm not studying, then I can't really get the grade I want, meaning that I can't get the KFC or the McDonald's I want. So having something as simple as that can really get you over the line with all your exams. My third point that I want to address is when it comes to being incredibly anxious, it may mean that you really want to do well in your exams, which is incredible, and you don't even have something to motivate you. For this exact thing, what you want to do is I would really advise you just to get started. It doesn't matter where you're at or where you've been before or what kind of study habits you've made in the past. Start now, while it's not exactly too late. It's important that you understand this key concept in order to, understand that you don't have to be anxious all the time. If you start now, it could change things around completely for you, and it may even boost your confidence by the slightest. So I think that just getting started wherever you're at for studying is a great one. My fourth point, already covered so much, and I'm only up to my fourth point, but my fourth point is also super important. If you don't know what to study, ask your teachers. They will know what you need to study. They will have probably past papers ready for the entire class, but you just got in there early, and so they say, oh, okay, well maybe I can give my student a past paper that I've got waiting up for the entire class. By doing that, you're actually telling them that you want to do well in your exams, not just pass, but do well, exceed sometimes their expectations. I know I used to find it hard to find things to study and find study materials and resources. So I simply nowadays just go and find practice tests from a couple of years ago. And sometimes my teachers are generous enough to actually make some past papers for our class available so that we can use them as a study resource. And my fifth point, we'll give it our last point, my fifth point, which is my last point, is if you know you are lacking in the understanding of certain things that you'll be tested on in your exams, then I would recommend you ask for help. Yes, it can be anxious at first, and it can be scary, but it's important for you to take that next step when it comes to your study habits, especially if you want to do well in your exams. It may simply mean asking your teachers for help, asking your parents to guide you when it comes to studying, even asking your siblings, as hard as that can be sometimes. Asking for help when you know you're struggling is super important and super key, because it shows them that you're determined to do well in whatever test or examination. So I hope those couple tips really summed up how to overcome exam anxiety. Hope you've learned a few things that you've never learned before. Maybe you picked up some new things. So I really hope this will stick with you. Again, if you want more videos like this, definitely consider subscribing. It would really help the channel out. Thanks again. Goodbye.